today we're going to talk about tips on how to rank up in Iron Rank in Street Fighter 6. This is my goal with these videos, is to help you guys rank up, as I analyze not only the mistakes or the good things that I do, but the mistakes and the good things that the opponents do as well, and how they play, and how you can expect them to play in a specific rank. So Iron was still pretty easy for me personally. I got to bronze super quickly. These matches are pretty old. As of right now, I'm silver with Marisa. But I saw a lot of errors in my matches from just watching the footage to make this video. And I feel like my opponents were either pretty new to the game or the character they were playing, or they were relying on like easily counterable gimmicks to win. Some of them were utilizing the game mechanics really well though. However, most of them I encountered like 4 or 5 Hondas in a row, and they were just trying to use and abuse the flying headbutt, but it really wasn't working because I beat all of them. So let's get into the breakdown of things. Right away in my matches, which was a glaring mistake, is that in Modern Controls you can get access to strings you lose by using these controls when you use the auto combos. So I'm able to actually use the heavy version of her Pocket Sand move, aka the launcher that I really can't pronounce, so I'll just call it Pocket Sand because that's what it looks like, and that's what my friend calls it. And this special, when you enhance it, it launches and juggles the opponent. But if you use the heavy version, which you don't have access to with Modern Controls, it actually launches the opponent without you needing to actually use any drive meter. But I figured this out like a couple days ago. You know, I've been using like the first 2 hits of the auto combo and then going into the quote-unquote optimal version of Marisa's drive cancel combo to get some big damage. In the footage you're going to see, I'm actually using the medium version of this combo, and it does considerably less damage. And a lot of the times it wasn't like carrying to the corner completely, because usually the heavy version of this combo, which Marisa uses like her heavy knee attack into the Pocket Sand, which has way more corner carry. But I also noticed that I would enhance her Phalanx move, which is her Superman punch, in that combo when I didn't need to, because it wouldn't completely carry to the corner, so I wouldn't get that wall splat for an extra follow-up, right? And because of this, I was using that meter for no reason. Something else that I noticed for myself is that I would often drop the forward 2 follow-up to the Pocket Sand special, because you have to do like back 2, forward 2 when I was in the drained state. So obviously you can't enhance for a combo, but the follow-up is still good even if you don't enhance, because it actually knocks the opponent right at your feet. And as we know, Marisa wants the opponent at her size of 14 feet, because that is where Buff Mommy loves to pressure opponents. She can set up a ton of meaties, especially going into her Scudam stance and going for the overhead, like a 2 hits overhead. It meaties a lot of stuff. And you can also meaty grab from the Scudam stance. I don't even know how you say that freaking word. She has the weirdest like special names. It can also grab their like wake up attacks, and especially if they wake up with drive impact. And if you'll notice in the footage, the Honda that I fought, that I caught the footage of, because as I said, I fought like 4 of them, he was actually using the parry in the corner, which is great. That is how you need to use the parry, because it actually prevents you from getting corner splat if the opponent drive impacts. Because as we know, even if you normally block and you get drive impact in the corner, your character will be knocked back, and then the guard will break, you'll splat against the corner, and you'll be open for a full combo. So it was really awesome to see people doing that in this rank, and that is definitely something that I need to remember to use, because I never freaking do. I only remember to use the parry in mid-screen for some reason, but it's such a good tool to use when you're cornered. So overall, players will be using gimmicks like I mentioned earlier, and you need to focus on what tools your character has to be able to counter them. Like specifically for Yonda, I can use Marisa's stance to counter the headbutt. It won't leave him in my face, but it's still very good. You can also use her Gladius. I think that does catch him, but the timing seems pretty tight because I don't think I got it once. And of course you can also jump it or just block it, you know. Once you block it, they'll follow up with a grab, so just take a step back and you'll be able to punish his grab really easily. But the most important thing for this rank is you need to have patience. I know how it's easy to just go in and do stuff. You know, like you want to hit the opponent, you want to do combos, but when you focus on that, you don't think of neutral, you don't think of spacing, and I am a victim of that a lot. But when I actually think about slowing down and really focusing on my neutral, it actually gives you an opportunity to analyze what your opponent is doing so you can then properly counter them instead of just being blind and doing whatever you want and then getting punished for it. I see way more success when I do that, and I think you will as well. And you'll see this later in my bronze and silver matches for sure, or whenever I release my jury ranked matches as well, because she forces me to play neutral better. More than Marisa does, because Marisa has so many good neutral tools. So another thing you want to focus on in Iron Rank is to convert off of punishes. You really need to get those punish combos on block, because people will still do unsafe stuff on block. I mean, it's hard to not do unsafe stuff on block in this game. You know, it's not Mortal Kombat, but you need to get those punish combos on point to really take advantage and tell people, hey, I know this is unsafe and I'm going to punish it. And you're going to get your health bar deleted if you keep doing it. Now, the next thing you need to focus on is a drive impact. It is such a big tool and you need to utilize it to its full potential. You can do it on Wake Up to catch opponents trying to meet you. Let's say your opponent is closing the distance and they're gonna press buttons, you just press your drive impact and you will punish them. It's also really great, as I just mentioned earlier, to use in the corner for a wall splat combo. And it's also great to do after you do an unsafe string, move, or special on block. Get the drive impact out and it'll catch the opponent trying to punish you. So you'll like punish the opponent for punishing you, which is freaking wild. Kind of reminds me of how the breakaway mechanic worked in MK11. So you really, really need to abuse this. Like, seriously, just abuse it. A lot of people will be using it, like they do it in higher ranks though. I haven't seen a lot of it in Iron and even Bronze, but you'll start seeing it in later Bronze ranks and Silver for sure. But I have a video talking about this mechanic and other mechanics and how to use them to help you. So if you want to watch that and you're new to the game, then the video will probably help you a lot. So those are my ranked tips for Iron for Street Fighter 6. If there are more tips you want to give players, put them in the comments down below for everybody to see. And as always, everyone, have yourself a very wonderful day. And I'll see you all very soon.